What's happening, fellas? My name is Matt. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking a little bit about NFT derivative. This has been a widely debated topic for a long time, but hopefully today I can give you guys some clarity and show you some derivative projects that I personally like. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and let's get right into it.
Okay.
So the first thing we have to understand here is what a derivative actually is. Now, in terms of law, copyright law does not actually have an issue with a derivative of any kind. And they say that an NFT can be categorized as a derivative if, in relation to the original work, it is based off of a pre-existing one, or an art reproduction, or in any form in which a work may be recast, transformed, or adapted. So again, a derivative project is not necessarily a copy project. And I think most of the time when they are direct copies, they end up not performing as well. I find the most common use of a derivative NFT is taking an existing project and moving it to another chain. So for example, taking something from Ethereum and moving it to Solana, or the second option, taking a regular project and making some kind of variation of it, perhaps giving different traits to the randomly generated NFTs, or perhaps giving a baby version or an older version of whatever the NFT may be. And that brings up the debate, should this happen? And I emphatically believe yes. And I've been talking about this for a long time on the channel, but I think crypto being decentralized, giving us the option out there to create basically whatever we want, why not have some projects that are inspired by something else? I think that's the nature of all art in general. So one of the most common examples, like I mentioned earlier, in regards to making a derivative is the punks. So like I've talked about on the channel, guys, Cryptopunks here is a very, very successful project. You guys can see that they don't actually even have a floor price listed here on OpenSea because they are usually traded through the Larva Labs site where they were originally created. But you guys can see that this project is very, very popular. Obviously, you know, this is probably one of the biggest crypto projects of all time. But you'll notice there is another collection here on OpenSea. This is SolPunks, and they recently were added to OpenSea. Having originally been a project actually from Solanas, they were added to OpenSea recently, and take a look at this. They are verified. Wow! So what this means is that OpenSea is actually giving them the credibility, is actually trusting in them to be a verified project. This is very good overall for the derivative community, as I think a lot of people can agree that if OpenSea basically endorses your right to exist, you pretty much can exist. Another project that I absolutely love is the Bored Ape Yacht Club. This is the largest NFT of all time here, with a floor price of 108 Ethereum, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But what I love about this project is they actually do have a very cool derivative over on Solana. So what this is, again, is an example of transferring chains, and the project on Solana is Bored Ape Solana Club. Now, I originally purchased one of these a long time ago, and I'm still holding on to it because I do believe ultimately in this team, and I believe in what they've been delivering. So you guys will notice here there is still good activity for a project like this, and of course the original sort of max floor price here peaks at around 17, which is fantastic, showing you that there was a time in January when people believed in derivative projects overall and thought that that was the latest and greatest next move in the NFT industry. And unfortunately, after that happens, you could see kind of a consolidation period, and the reason why we're seeing a consolidation period like this is because I think a lot of people over time got spooked about the idea of derivatives, mostly because people throwing them around as cheap copycats. The thing that makes Bored Ape Solana Club not a copycat in any way, but really does make its own community in itself, is the transfer to Solana. Solana is a completely different chain, a completely different ecosystem, and of course, they actually don't match any of the Ethereum Bored Ape Yacht Club trait combinations. So they are working with, of course, their own series of traits here, and again, I think a lot of people over time have grown to like projects that take an existing project like Bored Ape Yacht Club and build on it. Taking a look at their Twitter here, you guys can see they are still grinding here. They are still in the form of a DAO, trying to build on their community, trying to build on what was really going down back in January with this project. So again, a lot of people talking about how they still believe in this and still overall want a chance to get involved in Bored Ape Solana Club, just because, again, they've been trying to bring some value to their holders and not just milking people for a cheap flip. When taking a look at this head announcement from their Twitter here, they say, once upon a time, a group of DeGens aped into a project called the Bored Ape Solana Club. The DeGens have been promised a lifetime of royalties just for holding one out of the 6,001 Bored Ape Solana Club NFTs. However, as months passed, the royalty distributions never took place, and the DeGens had lost faith because of empty promises. Well, today, post the rug, that all changes, and faith will be restored to all the DeGens. Verified holders of the Bored Ape Solana Club NFTs will generate passive income directly every month from Solana royalty distributions based upon the secondary sales from Bored Ape Solana Club and future collections traded on platforms such as Magic Eden. So they talk about if you were to own one, you'd get around 0.5 Solana per month, and if you own 10 of them, you'd get around 5 Solana payout per month. So they definitely are trying to build some kind of royalty income, and again, this is a new team leading this compared to the team that was leading this back originally here in January, leading to this pump, and then people losing faith in that team over time, and you guys can see gradually the graph going downwards. So overall, I really do like what Bored Ape Solana Club have got going on, and again, this is an example to me of a derivative done right. Another example of a project I think is pretty cool here is something called DeGens. So again, similar thing like what's going on with Bored Ape Solana Club and SolPunks, DeGens is built obviously around DeGens, which is a very large Solana project out there, yet they're sort of revamped into goofier versions of the original project. And again, I just like this. I think it's pretty cool. They're working on weekly raffles, building the community, etc., etc. But they say, same as DeGens, just not as good for now. So trying to make a lower barrier of entry. Of course, timing your entry into something like this is a little bit tough, but again, you look at their Twitter, seem to be pretty community oriented, seem to be collaborating with some other projects out there, and of course, you can take a look here at their site. This is a nice look at their art. So again, definitely taking something original and complementing DeGens and hoping to, in some fashion here, build upon the DeGens brand instead of sabotaging it. And I noticed that a lot good derivatives out there will build upon the original project, not directly copy it, not directly sabotage it. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to check out my Patreon down below in the description. Of course, let me know down below in the comments what is your favorite NFT derivative project. My name is Matt. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.